Every morning when you wake up, the battle begins. It's not a battle against the world, your circumstances, or even other people. It's a battle against the habits that quietly sabotage your potential. These habits don't attack with force. They creep in like whispers, convincing you to hesitate, to play it safe, to settle for less. They disguise themselves as harmless thoughts, reasonable excuses, and comfortable routines. But beneath the surface, they are stealing your momentum, draining your confidence, and keeping you from becoming who you're meant to be. Think about it. How many times have you held back because of doubt? How often has fear kept you from taking action? How many opportunities have slipped away because of hesitation, procrastination, or the belief that you're not ready? These habits are relentless. They show up every day, waiting for a moment of weakness to take control. And the truth is, most people lose this battle without even realizing it. They don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they don't recognize the enemy within. But here's the good news. You don't have to let these habits win. You have the power to fight back. You can train your mind, take control of your thoughts, and develop the discipline to push forward no matter what. It won't be easy. It won't happen overnight, but the moment you decide to stand up and challenge these habits, everything changes. This isn't just about motivation. It's about taking action, making a choice, and refusing to let these silent enemies dictate your future. So if you're ready to break free, to push past the limitations that have held you back for too long, then let's get started. Because today, you fight back. Every single day, there are invisible forces working against you, holding you back, slowing you down, and keeping you from reaching your full potential. They don't shout, they don't announce their presence, but they are always there, lurking in your thoughts, shaping your actions, and influencing your decisions. These are not just bad habits, they're enemies of progress, subtle traps that, if left unchecked, can steal your dreams before you even realize it. The worst part, they feel normal. They disguise themselves as caution, as comfort, as logic. But make no mistake, if you don't battle them daily, they will win. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck, talent, or intelligence. It's the ability to recognize and fight these habits every single day. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're ready to take control of your mindset and your future, then this is for you. Let's expose these hidden enemies, break their grip, and take back your power starting now. Enemies of the mind. They're cunning, they're subtle, and more often than not, they're right there with us, day in and day out. They grip our thoughts, distort our emotions, and without us even realizing it, steal away our potential. The mind itself is an incredibly powerful tool. It has the ability to create extraordinary success, but if we're not vigilant, these enemies can quietly work against us from within. So what exactly are these enemies? What are these forces that hold us back, preventing us from becoming the best version of ourselves? Well, the first enemy is doubt. Oh, doubt is a real killer, isn't it? It can leave you frozen in place. You might be standing at the edge of a big decision, ready to take a leap forward, and then suddenly doubt sneaks in. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What will others think? It whispers in your ear, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes. But where does doubt originate? It can come from external sources, people who criticize you, past failures that refuse to fade. But here's what's important to understand. Doubt isn't a true measure of your potential. It's merely a reflection of your present mindset. And I remember when I was just starting out, I had plenty of doubts. I wasn't born into wealth, had no special advantages, and when I looked at successful individuals, I questioned whether I could ever reach their level. But I discovered something vital. Doubt flourishes in inaction. The more time you spend thinking about all the reasons something might not work, the stronger doubt becomes. The antidote to doubt is action. You have to move, even if it's just a small step. Every action you take, every risk you embrace, weakens doubt. You begin replacing it with belief. And here's the truth. Once you act, you gain evidence. And that evidence fuels belief. Another enemy lurking in the shadows is fear. Now, fear is an interesting one because it often goes hand in hand with doubt. It's that knot in your stomach just before stepping into the unknown. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of uncertainty. You know exactly what I mean. When I launched my first business, fear was right there beside me. Every new challenge I took on, every speech I delivered, fear never left. But I came to understand something crucial about fear. It's a natural reaction. It's your mind's way of trying to keep you safe, but that doesn't mean something bad is about to happen. More often than not, fear is actually a sign of growth. You see, fear signals that you're stepping beyond your comfort zone, and nothing great ever happens inside that zone. So what should you do with fear? Should you wait for it to disappear? No. If you wait until you're not afraid, you'll never take action. The key is to move forward despite feeling afraid. Courage doesn't mean being fearless. It means choosing to act even in the presence of fear. Yes, you might fail, but the alternative is much worse, remaining stuck in the same place. The truth is, every successful person you know has experienced fear. The difference? They didn't let it hold them back. Now let's talk about another hidden enemy, indifference. This one is tricky because it disguises itself well. It's when you tell yourself it doesn't really matter. You know you should take action, but you simply don't feel like it. You become indifferent to your own goals, your own future, and that's the real danger. Indifference often wears the mask of comfort. It feels safe, but in reality, it keeps you from making progress. Once indifference settles in, it becomes all too easy to delay, to procrastinate, to say, I'll get to it tomorrow. But let me tell you, tomorrow turns into next week becomes next month, and before you realize it, Years have slipped by and you're still in the same place. Indifference takes hold when you lose your sense of urgency. Imagine if you treated every single day as if it were your last opportunity to take a step toward your goals. How much more would you accomplish? How many more doors would you knock on? How many more ideas would you explore? Losing urgency leads to coasting, and coasting only ever takes you downhill. Indifference is the enemy of excellence. It's the mindset that tells you good enough is good enough. But is it really? Is good enough going to give you the life you've always dreamed of? One of the most dangerous enemies of the mind is worry. Worry is a complete waste of time, of energy, of emotion. It doesn't solve problems. It only makes them feel bigger. When you worry, you take a small issue and blow it up into something massive. Your mind starts racing, considering everything that could go wrong. Before you know it, your energy is drained and nothing productive gets done. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't take you anywhere. Now, I'm not saying you should ignore your problems. There's a big difference between concern and worry. Concern leads to action. It says, let's figure out a solution. Worry, on the other hand, keeps you stuck, running in circles. I remember a time when my plate was so full that I didn't even know where to begin. I caught myself constantly worrying, but then I had a realization. The more I worried, the less I actually got done. Worry is like a thick fog, making everything appear bigger and more intimidating than it really is. But here's the reality. Most of the things we worry about never even happen. We waste hours, days, even weeks trapped in anxieties that are nothing more than illusions. So what's the answer? You have to train your mind to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Now, let's talk about another powerful enemy, pessimism. Pessimism distorts your perception, making you see the worst in every situation. It's that inner voice that tells you, this will never work, or I'll never catch a break. And the problem? Pessimism doesn't just drain your energy, enthusiasm, and hope. It's also highly contagious. If you spend too much time around negative people, their pessimism will start to seep into your own mindset. But here's the good news. Pessimism is just a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. It all starts with your perspective, with the way you choose to see the world. Life is filled with challenges, no doubt, but it's also packed with opportunities. The real question is, where are you placing your focus? If you're constantly looking for what's wrong, that's exactly what you'll find. But if you train your mind to search for solutions, to spot opportunities, to uncover the silver linings, your entire outlook shifts. Success is built on optimism. It's the belief that no matter how difficult things get, there is always a way forward. You have to trust in your own ability to overcome obstacles, to learn from setbacks, and to keep pushing ahead. That's the kind of mindset that breaks through barriers. Now, there's another enemy of the mind that goes hand in hand with pessimism, criticism. Not just the criticism we hear from others, but the kind we inflict on ourselves, because the truth is, we are often our own harshest critics. We often beat ourselves up over every mistake, every failure, every missed opportunity. While self-reflection is valuable, excessive self-criticism can be destructive. When you constantly dwell on your shortcomings, you lose sight of your strengths. You become blind to your own potential. You have to learn to give yourself credit, to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Acknowledge your efforts, even if you haven't yet reached your goal, because here's the truth. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. Along the way, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to stumble, but every mistake is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Don't let self-criticism drain your confidence. Instead, use it as fuel for progress. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? That's the mindset of growth, and it's how you defeat this enemy. Now, let's talk about one of the most subtle yet dangerous enemies, complacency. The reason complacency is so tricky is that it feels comfortable. It convinces you that you've done enough, that you don't need to push harder, that you can take it easy. But complacency is a trap. It holds you back from reaching your full potential. Just when you think you've made it, complacency whispers you can relax now. But the moment you stop growing, you start declining. Life never stands still. It's always moving. You're either improving or you're falling behind. Complacency sets in when you stop setting new goals, when you lose the hunger to grow. It's easy to believe that once you've hit a certain level of success, you can coast. But let me tell you, the most successful people never stop learning, never stop challenging themselves. Complacency is the enemy of progress. It's the reason so many people plateau in their careers, their personal growth, their relationships. So how do you fight it? You have to stay hungry. You have to keep pushing yourself, keep striving for the next level. No matter how much success you achieve, these are the enemies of the mind: doubt, fear, indifference, worry, pessimism, criticism, and complacency. They're always there, lurking in the background, waiting for a chance to hold you back. But here's the good news. You can overcome them. You can train your mind to recognize these enemies and replace them with thoughts that empower you. You can develop the discipline to take action, to push through fear, to stay optimistic, and to keep moving forward, no matter what. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. Every single day, these habits will try to creep back in. They don't disappear overnight, and they don't take days off. They wait for moments of hesitation, moments of weakness, moments when you're tired, distracted, or overwhelmed. That's when they strike, pulling you back into doubt, fear, procrastination, and complacency. But now you know the truth, you know what you're up against, and more importantly, you know that you have the power to fight back. Success doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from winning this battle every single day. It comes from recognizing these enemies for what they are and refusing to let them control you. The choice is yours. Will you keep letting these habits hold you back, stealing your time, your confidence, and your potential? Or will you take control, push forward, and build the life you know you're capable of? The battle starts now. The question is, are you ready to fight?